So due to the lack of recorded games we've been getting from Voobly at the moment, mainly due to the fact the game is not rated yet, I've decided to ask people to send in their favourite ones that they've been playing, and here's one from Priest. He's going to be playing in the green as the Goths. His allies will be Meme EFK playing down over here in the yellow as the Incas, and over on this side we've got Kaiser playing in the blue as the Japanese. The map is Steppe, I think it is, Steppe? Something like that. At any rate, it is kind of nomad start. We do have a bunch of deer in the middle, which makes it a little bit nicer, and really you have to venture forth to get food, because there's nothing really else food-wise on this map. There's a few sheep about, but deer are pretty much the primary source here. The opposing team will be a Dynasty over here in the teal, playing as the Vikings. What's that name? Sinstar 20k, playing as the purple Aztecs, and it looks like over here we have Ipita playing as the red as the Slavs. So going to be an interesting game here to see how this one decides to play out, what people decide to do. Naturally, taking the middle of the map is going to be priority, because if we look at all this deer here, pretty big thing. Mongol's going to have a massive bonus on this map, but most of the civs getting hunting dogs now, so this kind of map's really going to influence getting of hunting dogs. You really do need to get it. How are we looking down over here? Well, we can check out the maps anyway for everyone while we wait for everyone to get warmed up and into the game. Priest having two massive stone piles in the back here. Looks like he's got a fairly good area, honestly. He's completely walled in here just by trees, so until later in game, Onagers won't be able to cut, because we know now as well Onagers can cut trees, and trebuchets are a lot better at cutting trees, so that's probably the difference there. Going to be able to wall himself in fairly easy. Saying that, though, he does have two big gold piles here as well. So his map's looking pretty good, honestly. Over to Meme, how are we looking? Two golds in the back as well as a stone and berries. Inca's probably going to go... it's really hard to decide what they are going to do. They have access to a lot of things, and they don't really have a speciality, is probably what I should be saying. But Kamiox could be cool. Could be, depending, of course, against what we see and what we see the enemy build, but having that stone in the back there definitely says he could go for that. And saying that as well, his kind of choke area is going to be this area here. If he can hold that, he can hold his base. Same goes for Meme. He could probably just wall here, hold that, while Priest could wall here, sorry, while Meme walls across this side, and it'll be kind of nice. They'll be able to hold it off. Over here though, Kaiser, what are we seeing map-wise? Got some deer over here in the back, two stones right in the back, as well as two golds. Really far back, actually, from the town center, so that's going to be a bit of an issue, but I think he'll be alright. Dynasty, stone right next to the town center, could potentially see a castle for him. Going up as Vikings, always going to be interesting to see if he goes for, what am I thinking of? Berserks? Could be interesting to see if he goes for that, because, well, that's something I've never really seen used, and that's why I can't remember the name all of a sudden. Just because, well, Berserks aren't really used, and you don't say it a lot. Anyway, Sinstar 20k, gold on the front, in the back, stone in the back, and a stone on the front here. Again, has this massive area in the back he could wall back into if he really needs to. And Ipita over here, doesn't look like he has a lot of resources around him. He does have a gold here and here, as well as one over here, which he seems to be taking from. But he's in a really open location. If he moved back to like here, he would have been okay. But at the moment, he's going to have a bit of trouble defending, I think, so I don't know how that's going to happen. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, especially if we see any early attacks or not. Looks like me moving out to the center of the map, starting to take a bit of that hunt, while Ipita's doing the same thing. And Dynasty going out here. It looks like he's going to try and push. Let's actually see what he's going for. Let's move on to here, and what's that, a house? Nope, going for a mill. Looks like he's going to try and take the hunt in the middle as well. Definitely a smart idea. Priest going for mostly farms by the looks of it. Does have quite a few on berries, so we'll be able to survive on that. There's also a few deer over here. So he's looking like to be in pretty good shape. Looks like he's going to be going up to castle rather soon. Meme, blacksmith market, already up to the castle age. How are we looking over here? Barracks coming up for Kaiser. And over here as well. Double stable for Dynasty. Going to abuse that economy of the Vikings always being extremely good. And blacksmith market for Sinstar, going to go up to the castle age. How is Jupiter? Looks like he's going to be going scouts as well. Just putting a house up here. How are we looking? Scouts are out in play, and of course that horse going to be with him as well. Not as effective as a normal scout, but still I guess it can kind of soak up some damage. It's got 50 HP there. Let's see how this plays out now. He's going to have to get in and get some harass to make this worth it, because he's built 4 scouts, and they're not cheap on the food. Market coming up for Kaiser. Is he going for anything else? Ooh, a few spears out, so we should be able to defend that area alright. Stable coming up as well, so market stable. Going to be able to go up with that as a Japanese. Definitely a possibility now that they do have bloodlines. Going to make their pocket play a lot stronger. Choosing to engage here, actually. I don't know if this was the smartest choice. Especially against Japanese infantry. We know that's quite well done. There we go. Meme is actually up to the Castle Age. What's he going to do now? What's he going to take? Is he going to take stone? Building a town center. It looks like he's going to take stone with him. So he's going to go... He might be going for Kamyuks. That could be sick to see. I actually really hope he does. Sinstar down over here. What do we see? Barracks. Looks like we're going to see Eagles off him. Of course, Eagle Warrior is now quite a good option, because they do have that extra little bit of HP and armor now. So going to make it a little bit more effective. These spears here might be just enough to fight this off. Going to really depend on micro... And again, yurts on this map as well. Everyone spawns with yurts. They can be taken out really quickly, which is the problem with them, I guess, because you're not really expecting them to get killed. And if your population room isn't high enough, you can get pop capped really easy. Saying that, Dynasty coming in over here, actually, going to try and put up a tower and a stable on this gold. This could be an issue if you can't hold it. This might not be a good decision down over here. How are we looking? Anywhere else getting attacked? No. This might not be a good decision right now. Villagers and spears fighting. As we know, as spearmen though, it's like getting hit with a wet noodle, which is the line I always use and I love it. Slowly beating each other to death. That karate training, of course. And I think Dynasty might just be able to get it up here if he doesn't... Oh, saying that, there's more villagers coming in now. Nah, he's going to be fought back from here, and that is going to hurt a lot. A lot. No, not taking stone over here, so he's going for wood. That's going to be an interesting one to see what he decides to go for in the end. How's that Goth player looking? Good. Going for Knights as a Goth player, definitely an interesting one. Really effective, well, effective in the Castle Age when you can, of course, get them, but the fact they miss Paladin can really hurt. Knights coming out from Ipita over here. No bloodlines on them yet. Looking over here, it looks like we are. Finally, what was your name? Sinstar. What are we doing here? Yep, Eagle Scouts on the way. Are we getting any of those armor upgrades? Might already have them, we don't know yet. So that's going to be interesting. Actually, Inca's hasn't even gone for Loom yet. That's game. That is a really game play. Dynasty down over here. Looks like he's going to have a bit of trouble soon now that he's lost this attack over here. Going to have to really work to get back from that. As we can see, he's one of the lower rated players. Well, not ranked players in this kind of game here. Same goes for Kaiser, but I guess they have both been taking it out of each other, so that's kind of fair. How are we looking here? Slavs doing well. He's gone up to 2 town centers. He's at a third one about. Third one over here. Goth player sitting on 1 town center. EFE on 4. Kaiser still on 2. Same with Dynasty because, well, they've only got Feudal Age, so they can't get more up. And 3 for Sinstar. So it looks like it's going to be quite a big Imperial War here. Going to be interesting to see how it plays down. Taking stone now, so he could be going for any number of things right now. Could try and drop a castle here. Go for Kamyuks. Could try and tower his opponents in. Kaiser finally hitting the Castle Age there. Knights are out in play. Does have a +1 attack and +1 armor. Going to be quite helpful if he decides to go get some town centers. Ooh, Knights from Ipita though, not going to be quite so effective. Town center is going up over here, so going up to 2 and 3 there. Looks like this will be a late in game. Dynasty still out here taking Hunt. How are we looking? Villagers Loom finally done with them. Gonna have to really wait and see how this is going to play out right now. I can see there being a massive Imperial War anytime soon. Soon as someone decides to up. And saying that, looks like Sinstar's actually going to go for it. Unless he spends all these resources. Eagle Scout still has no upgrades on them. I'm sure he will go up to the Eagle Warrior soon. Which is a new upgrade, of course. Going to make the Clue so much more effective. Because we really didn't see it after a certain time period in AOC. It kind of... For the first few years it was there, but now you hardly ever see it just because it's not that effective. You just don't have the armor and the HP and the attack that you do with Elite Eagles. It's not as effective. Still smart, but they get beaten down by Knights way too easily. How are we looking over here? EFE having a good score lead at the moment. And Sinstar spending all those resources, look like he's not going to be going up. How's Meme doing? Meme has a lot of gold available, and nearly enough for a castle, so I think he's going to He could try and run all the way over here and drop a castle, but that's a big distance. We've got to remember. How are we doing? Eagle Scouts got the +1 armor on them now. Looks like he's going to go for some damage. Another town center coming up, putting him up on a total of 4. And I think that meme will be going up in a second. 89 population. How are we looking? Oh, spent a lot of food there, actually. What's he trying to do with all that food? Unless he's just queuing up all these town centers. Yeah, that makes sense, but still about to up, I guess. How's he doing? Castle coming up here, so it looks like we're going to be seeing Kamioks, hopefully. That could be a really cool combination to see Kamioks and something. Kamiok Slinger would be actually pretty awesome to see. How are we doing over here? Knights still trying to get some harassed by the looks of it, but they're getting shut down by the Goth Knights. How are we looking over here? Lots of barracks and archery ranges still coming up over here. Saying that, I don't think Dynasty's gone up to Castle Age yet. He's really just been pushing down over here. Knights are out now for our Japanese player, which I said is pretty much a good option now. Because, well, you can get Bloodlines, and Bloodlines makes it so much more effective. How are we looking down over here? Eagles are in, trying to kill off some villages here. Got one, but again, they just do not have that armor. Eagle Warrior actually as well, so they do have 4 armor now to start with. But that's not too bad, and Kamiok's actually being made, so that's kind of cool. Imperial Age on the way. Let's have a look down at Sinstar. Not going up yet. Expanding outside his walls there. Kaiser not going up. Dynasty going up to the Castle Age now. Meme, as we know, going up. Ipida not going up, not really too close to it. And Priest not close to going up as well. But there's Dynasty hitting the next stage. What are we going to see from him? Most likely Crossbows looking at that. But let's have a look. Nothing yet. Town Center coming up here as well. Interesting spot for a Town Center, but I guess you may as well keep these forward villages busy. More Eagle Warriors flooding over here. Going to be a bit of an issue to try and fight against. Kamioks are starting to come out in numbers, and that's where their strength lies. That +1 range, of course, can allow them to attack over each other's shoulders. And if they can get into a nice position, that's where it's going to be. Interesting to see how this one plays out. Iron Casting and Longsword on the way. Interesting choice considering he's got so many archeries over here, but still, who knows how that one's going to play out. Kamioks are moving in by looks of things, and Kamioks managing to take them out fairly easy. +1 armor already done for these guys. And look at those Kamioks go, doing quite a good job actually. I'm impressed. Of course, against Eagles. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Is that a... I don't even know if that's walled off or not, if that needs to be walled. Who knows? Who knows? Looks like there's a massive wall of houses coming up across here. Could be them trying to start to trade. Saying that, he's got a villager up over here as well. Could have just been... Oh, there we go. Looks like he's going to just put up a market. My guess is a market will come up here, and a market will come down in this side over here. How are we doing? A few pikes out, of course, getting that Viking increased HP. Mass Kamiok seems to be the name of the game over here for EFE. Going up to 3 castles worth of production. How are we looking on armor? Got the +2, got the +1 attack. And you got to remember as well, this counts for the villagers now as well. Getting that +1 and the +2 armor. Actually really cool. So it is a new possibility there to forward with those villagers as well. Looks like the Goth player is slowly actually getting walled in here. If he gets walled in across here, he could be in a little bit of trouble. Not going to be able to go out and help his allies. +20 HP finally done on those knights. How are we looking down here? Trying to find a way to engage at any rate. And Siege Workshop is up. Castle up as well. Boyars could be your play right now. Let's actually have a look. Yep, Boyars on the way. Of course, Slavs being one of those civs. I think it's Infantry Siege Civ from memory. Because, of course, they do get champions with the splash damage. And they get Siege on a go, which is absolutely amazing. They just lack in... What do they lack in from memory? They lack in archers. This is from memory, though. I think that's right. Crossbow is going to be quite effective against the Kamioks, but they do have +4 armor right now, and the crossbows haven't even got fletching yet, so that's going to be a bit of an issue there, and those Kamioks going to town on that archery range there. And here's the thing as well, positioning with crossbows was massive. I don't know how big it's going to be against Kamioks, because they're all going to be able to attack. So that's kind of a cool thing there. Elite Kamiok as well, so they do have 8 +2 attack and 4 armor on them, which is kind of kick-ass. Boyars out in play, got the 1+1 pierce armor, the 4+1 melee, so that's going to be where they really start to shine. Doesn't look like they have bloodlines yet. This base over here, going to slowly get taken down by the looks of things. Trebuchet is out in the field. Kamioks are doing decent damage to the villagers, but I don't think they're doing enough right now, and villagers coming up across here, taking the stone, going to look like he wants to go for just mass Kamiok this game. How are we doing over here? Ipida are about to hit the Imperial Age. Boyars are out in play. How are we looking over here? Eagle Warrior's coming out. Elite, actually, so he's gone up to Imperial. Going to be able to try and come over here and take out the Kamyuks. Now it's going to be a good chance to see how Kamyuks fare against Eagle Warriors. And going in against small numbers, not a good idea against Kamyuks there. Getting taken out really quickly. Castle here could be an issue. Attacking the castle, not the villagers. Looks like a little bit of miss micro there. Moving out across the map here. It looks like those Kamyuks will be able to take down these Eagles without too much trouble. And there we go, exactly. They can do it just from a range, which is the thing. They can attack so well. These Kamyuks are absolutely amazing. Especially against the Eagles. I didn't expect them to be able to take out Eagles so easy. Saying that, though, they don't have all the armor upgrades on them, whilst the Kamyuks are nearly just maxed, upgraded. Like more out here in the middle of the map. Eagles getting flooded across the map. How are we doing over here? Boyars, they've got the 20 HP. They've got the +2 attack on them now. Pike's moving out from Kaiser right now. It looks like the Kamyuks are going to be the major force in this game to try and deal with. Only problem is, Boyars won't be able to do it. I would say Dynasty's in a little bit of trouble right now. How are we looking? Eagles running across the map. Could potentially get into Kaiser's base right now, but it looks like he's going to sit and try and defend because, well, makes sense that this is where the Kamyuks will be going. So if they can hold them there, they're in a good position. If not, going to be in a little bit of trouble. This big wall here, yep, and there's that market. Going to be able to start trading to this one down over here. Or even, is there a market over here? Yes, this market over here. So it's going to be worth quite a bit of gold, actually. How are we doing? Looks like the push is going to come in through here. This castle going to be really good for defending, of course. So they do have the 4 armor on them now. And saying that as well, let's have a look at these villagers. They are buffed. 4 melee armor, 6 pierce armor. So they're going to be quite hard to kill off with, well, archers or skirmishers at this point. So you're really going to have to do something to push out. Looks like he's going to continue going for knights at this point. Probably going to be, I don't know if it's going to be a decent play or not, because as Goths, you generally just want to major in infantry and just max out on infantry. Kamyuks here, looks like they're just going to be able to outmass everything and just win on the outmass. Going into the base, looks like he will be able to get some good harass here. Eagle Warriors coming up against the Kamyuks here. It looks like the Kamyuks actually just have a good line of defense here. They're just so well bunched up. They're doing a good job. And the Eagle Warriors still lacking those upgrades, so the Kamyuks really do have the advantage here. Saying that, the Kamyuks actually have more attack power at the moment. It's 12 to 10. They have more HP, and they have a little bit melee armor. They have more. So they're completely outclassing the Eagle Warrior here. And it looks like this is going to be a bit of an issue. Boyars as well, not going to be super effective versus the Kamyuks, so I don't know exactly what they're going to be able to do. And castle getting taken down. Kamyuks, again, just in mass, just slaughtering everything. It's actually great to see. Castle coming up on the front line here. Castle from Kaiser as well. I think it's safe to say that Dynasty is going to be out of this game pretty quickly soon. And it looks like Sinstar might lose all of these Eagles as well if he's not careful on his positioning here. And it looks like those Kamyuks, yeah, just going to be able to form up that line of defense which we're seeing. Here, though, he could be in trouble if he... Nope, just engaging with a small force there, and that's the problem here. Needs to be engaging with a big one. So that Trebuchet is trying to take out the town center, and Castle's over here. Mangonel is out to defend, so that should be kind of helpful. Boyars as well. Up to Elite Boyar, extremely nice to see off them. And Kamyuk's continuing to push out across the map right now. Looks like those trade carts will be killed off, and that's going to cut the trade short. And getting it there with that +1, well, the 1 range that they have, going to be absolutely awesome. It looks like Kaiser going up to the Imperial Age now. What's he going to go for? My guess is just probably heavy infantry. Samurai could be an option if he gets his castle up. Looks like, yes, Samurai going to be the way he's playing. How are we looking over here? Ready to move out with his Cavalier? Not yet. What are you planning on doing, Priest? What's your plan? You must have a plan. There's always a plan. What do you see here? Castle coming up here defensively. No idea what he's going to actually plan on doing here. He's got a lot of cavalry there, but I don't know what he's going to do. And this wall is going to really stop any kind of direct attack at this point. Oniger actually out at the moment, so he could cut these trees if he wants to and rush in with the Boyars. Boyars going to be interesting against Cavalier to see how that kind of ends. Saying it though, it looks like the Boyard should be able to take him out fairly easily. Paladin though, on the other hand, it might be close. Kamyuk's still pushing in down here. Castle's getting thrown up in aggressive states. Trying to put up another castle here to defend, but that trebuchet line there just going to be pretty much untouched. Kamyuk's down over this side here, making sure no one tries to escape. And I think that might be it for Dynasty. Going to go out here. How are we looking? No idea what you do. Anyway, Kamyuk's pushing in through this side of the map and going to be able to take out this base by the look of it. I don't think that Sinstar has anything to deal with this. He's going for pikes, but as we know, the Kamyuk is just a better pikeman, so they're not going to be able to win at all here. Getting cut down pretty much as soon as they enter the fighting here. That +1, well, the 1 range, making this absolutely huge. And there's that trebuchet line we were talking about, trying to take out all these castles here. Looks like he is going for berserks at this stage. If we can see them. Yep, elite berserks on the way. Getting that bonus versus cavalry now. They're a little bit stronger. But still, I don't know if it's going to be enough here, because these Kamyuks are just so well massed at this point. They're well massed and well upgraded. And that seems to be the way this is going to go. Boyar's coming in, but against Kamyuks, I don't know how that one's going to end, if it's going to end nicely or not. Looks like a trebuchet versus trebuchet fight here, and getting the hit. Trebuchets, of course, extremely inaccurate against one. And here's something we want to see. Boyar versus Kamyuk. How's this going to end? Looks like the Kamyuks will be able to take this one. Oh, no, they're getting outmassed here. More Kamyuks coming in defense. It's close. Looks like the Kamyuks are going to be able to take this one now. Being, of course, a cheaper unit, that's a really interesting trade there. How are we looking? Over this side, double siege workshop. What's Priest building? Are you building anything in here, or going for Onega? He could actually try and cut and just run in to kill his opponent. Definitely an option there, and it looks like Dynasty is out of the game though. Nothing left he can do right now from that failed push at the start. That's what really got him. How are we looking down here? Sinstar pretty much out of the game as well, losing his base here. Gonna be a good fight to be able to try and keep it. We can see though that Ipida coming in with all these champions. Hopefully he has the splash damage advantage which he can get with these guys. And if he does, he'll be able to if he does, he'll be able to fight against the Kamyuks fairly well, but he still needs to close that distance, which is going to be the hard bit. Still missing, I believe he actually can't get the +2 armor on these guys. He has the +4 attack, so it's going to be interesting to see how much damage that splash actually does, if he's got that research yet. How are we doing over here? Yes, and he actually cut through. In comes the Cavalier right now. Perfect timing, considering he just sent out all his champions. This is not looking good for Ipida right now. Not looking good at all. How are we doing down over this side? Champions being able to hold this one. However, Samurai coming in. Samurai quite good against champions. But I don't know how this is going to end. It looks like Dynasty pretty much wiped off the map right now. He's got his town center going on down over here, so that's nice, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Kamyuk's just streaming across the map right now. It's just a wave of yellow. Huskarl's on the way in now. Boyar's doing their best to try and keep up with these Cavalier. Looks like they're doing a good job too, but not 100% certain on how well that'll work out. Champions moving forward here to try and engage the Kamyuks and getting taken out too quickly here. That one range is actually really massive in this. How are we doing? Taking out these Boyars really quickly. And the cavalry over here just really hurting Ipida by the looks of things. Not really a lot he's going to be able to do to defend here. He has got a lot of pikes out, but the Huskarls are coming in as well, and that's where the real issue is going to be. Not elite yet, I don't know. It looks like he's just building from... Oh, nope, barracks in the back there. Forward castle coming up here, going to be quite effective at holding that position. The Kamyuks over here just still making this really a big kind of push. That's where most of the damage is definitely coming from here, and I think once he pushes into the economy, Sinstar's just going to be out of the game. Castle is slowly coming down here. Boyar's doing a good job, but Cavalier coming in as well with his Huskarl is going to make it extremely just hard to go up against. Of course, Pike versus Huskarl, we know how that goes, but Huskarl versus Boyar is not going to go too well. Going to really depend on the unit combinations down over here, and it looks like Castle getting taken out. And Priest, no gold on this map. How are we doing? Kamyuk's continuing to push in and just use that one range to their maximum advantage. And of course, the fact they've got so many upgrades on them is absolutely beautiful to have. Forward castle coming up for Kaiser, and how are we looking down over here? Looking good. Town center up in the back here, but this castle probably going to go down now by the looks of it. Looks like he's trying to wall in here, but Palisade, that's not going to be the best option in the world. I would say, though, that EFE, meme over here, is going to be able to take this game by himself at the moment. Putting in a really solid performance, and I would expect to see the GG from Sinstar any second. He just cannot put up against this. His entire economy is getting wrecked right now. That trebuchet line just remaining unbroken. Yeah, I think this is it, guys. I think this is over. Freeze doing something with these guys. Looks like he's taking the gold down over here. Yeah, there's not really a lot they can do. I think Sinstar's lost most of his major production. He still has a lot of barracks here, but I don't know if he has the resources to be able to do anything with them. He's got a lot of food there, but he's got next to no wood and next to no gold, so don't know exactly what he's going to be able to do. And Kamyuk's actually in the base of Ipita right now, and gonna be able to just do whatever they want by the looks of things. Just let them go. And lots of Pike Huskal over here. We'll be pushing forward. Town Center coming up here because of course he wants this gold locked down. And I think this is it. I've said this a lot, but yeah, this is it. There's no way they can come back from here. Red doing his best to try and flood champions right now, but it's not going to be enough. Look at the amount of Kamyuks they have here, and just the way they attack, the positioning on them, it doesn't have to be perfect. They can attack over each other's shoulders. It just makes life easy. Missing and hit. Yeah, just losing this side over here. So mass Kamyuk seems to be the way to go at the moment. Of course, considering you do get to Castle Age fairly easily, and your opponent's not building, well, archers, and you should be alright. You should be alright if that's the case. Yep, Sinstar. Ooh, Ipita are out first. Sinstar naturally going to be off that as well, and naturally Dynasty going to be off that as well. Sinstar is out, and there's Dynasty out as well. That's GG, guys. Mass Kamyuk seems to be the way of the game. And anyway, continue sending me your games, because I need games to cast right now. It's not easy to find them at all. So if you play a good game, send them my way. Alright, thanks for watching.